Hey, what's up guys and welcome to Anime King 2, and today I'm going to be giving you part 20 of What If Izuna Uchiha was Naruto Ancestor. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also go ahead and check out the new episode of What If Naruto was a God Amongst Man that I posted on this channel and enjoy. And also over on Anime King, I posted a new series which show Naruto with the Omnitrix, so go ahead and check it out and enjoy. And later on I'm going to be posting a new episode of What If Naruto was Neglected by everyone, so stay in tune for that and I hope you guys enjoy each and every episode. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice and you enjoy the videos on both Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. And yeah guys, remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. But without further ado, let's begin this new episode. Start the intro.
I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their
So, the last time we left off, Tsunade came back to Konoha as she straight up attacked Hiruzen and his envoys, knocking the envoys down first as she rushed towards Hiruzen. He quickly realized that she wasn't laughing as she slammed her fist right into his face, breaking a few of his teeth as blood was seeping from his mouth. As he got up, she then slammed him against the wall as she pulled back her fist, but Jiraiya arrived and stopped her. It was then that the other envoys arrived, along with Yamato the captain, as Jiraiya told him to get out of here, and that word was final. As Yamato then looked over to Hokage who nodded, as Jiraiya and Tsunade and Sarutobi had a heated discussion, as both of them were angry at Sarutobi, as Jiraiya already found out everything by putting the envoy, Yamato, under a genjutsu from the Toads. But lucky that Jiraiya didn't find out about Naruto's daughter Ren, or he would have told Naruto about that, seeing that the envoy buried that deep in his subconscious. In the end, Tsunade smashed Sarutobi through the wall, as he was in the hospital, as he couldn't even smoke or do anything. He then got the report from Naruto, all the information on the Wave Country, as a team, with Kurenai leading it, along with other Jonins, and Chonins, and a lot of Genins. It was 60 of them, as they started their assault on the wave. As Naruto went to get Haku and release her, as he told her, she already knew that he was the one who killed Zabuza, and he told her to make something of her life. She looked into Naruto's eyes. She didn't see someone evil. She saw someone that was broken and lost. As Naruto then told her to get little girl out of here, and bring her to Nono as he gave her directions. And Naruto told her that there's a job there waiting for her, as she could help take care of the orphan kids. Naruto has also been having flashes of Ren, but he doesn't know who she is, as Kurama decided that he should tell Naruto about her, but he's gonna wait till Naruto have his conversation with Kurenai. As the assault then started on the wave, as a lot of things happened. Choji got hit with a bunch of kunais. Genma was blown off the bird as he was heading towards the ground. As Kiba, an explosive tag, was tied around his feet. As Kurenai made her way to find Gato, when she got there, all of Gato's men were subdued. As she saw Gato as he was tied on a chair, as she went over, she then checked as he was gagged and all wrapped up for her, as she wondered who did this. It was then she saw him, as she couldn't believe it was Naruto, as she was beyond pissed, as she saw the slash in his headband, as she asked him if it was true, if it was really true if he killed 300 envoys and stole the Forbidden Scroll, as Naruto looked at her. So yeah guys, that was basically the last part we left off. You guys can switch across the place and check it out for yourself, so let's start this new episode. Answer me, god damn it, Kurenai screamed. Yes, said Naruto. Boom! As Naruto looked at Kurenai, as her fist destroyed the entire window, as she was aiming that fist at him. She has gotten faster, he thought. as he landed outside on the surface of the ocean. Gato's building was right beside the ocean so he could escape by boat if there was an attack. As Naruto saw a lot of ships burning in the distance, and he realized Kurenai's soldiers must have destroyed the escaped ships. And there was only one person who could do this much destruction, meanwhile in the air. Sakura, he thought. As he remembered his friend, as he wondered, how much has she changed? Naruto then heard a small splash behind him, and he didn't have to look behind him to see who it was. Kurenai was right behind him, as she was wearing her normal Jonin uniform with the symbol for captain on it, as that brought a smile on Naruto's face. But when she looked at him with her murderous eyes, he realized she was not here to talk. "I'm going to drag you back to Konoha, where you will be punished for your crimes," she said, as Naruto turned around and looked at her. "Kurenai," he said. "It's no time for talk," she said, as she rushed forward. Metal clashed against metal, as Kurenai's sword was blocked against Naruto kunai, as he was holding on to her other hand with his own. "So she brought me near a water source to fight, on even grounds, my fire style against her water style," Naruto thought, as he tightened the grip on her hand. "Naruto, you need to tell her quickly. This can turn really ugly," said Kurama. "I don't think she wants that," said Naruto. Kurenai then quickly brought up her leg to kick him right in the ribs, but he easily saw that as he brought up his leg and blocked it. Naruto was alert when he saw the smirk on her face. As he then saw hundreds of senbons coming towards him from the sky, it was fired by one of her clones. She formed a water clone without hand seals. She wants to take down both of us. As Naruto knew those senbons have paralyzing poison on them, she was really serious on capturing him and was willing to harm herself. "I'm not letting you go," she said as she tightened the grip on his hand until blood was leaking from his skin. The senbons came closer, and what happened next shocked Kurenai to the core. Amaterasu. She saw her water clones and the senbons were being burned in some strange black fire. She then saw his eyes, as she felt a harsh kick on her stomach that knocked her a few feet away. What is going on, Kurenai thought, as she started to heal the bruise on her stomach. "Listen to me, Kurenai. You're making a mistake," Naruto said, as he was in pain right now, as his body was burning from the inside. Kurenai watched as blood leaked from his left eye as he was panting, but his eyes were still that weird shape of the Sharingan. She was then shocked when he dropped on his knees as he coughed up a lot of blood. "What are you doing?" Kurenai asked, as she knew from her past with Naruto that Genjutsu was a specialty of his and this could be just an illusion. Naruto tried to look at her, but his vision was blurry, as right now he was seeing 3 Kurenais in front of him, and they too look hazy. "Do not use your Mangekyou. Your body cannot take it anymore," Kurama said, as Naruto tried to stand back up, water style, rippling crash. Naruto's eyes widened in surprise when he heard a tidal wave approaching his position. He could not see properly, but he went through hand sign, fire style, fireball jutsu, as he used his sensory ability to find out where the water was coming from, as he aimed a massive fireball towards it. And he was proven right when both of the jutsus crashed with a loud bang and steam was everywhere. To his bad luck, mist was all around him, and with his blurry vision, that made it even worse. So she copied the silent technique too. Just how strong did she got, Naruto thought, as he took out a kunai. It all seemed like a deja vu to him, being caught in one of his most prized techniques. Naruto knew that Kurenai was a talented jonin, but it seemed like she had trained like hell in these past few months and greatly developed her skills. A sharp noise was heard cutting through the air, as Naruto winced out in pain as he had cuts all over his body, as electricity ran through him as the object was laced with lightning chakra. The next instant, he lost his balance as someone dragged him below the water. "Damn it," Naruto said as he felt a kunai stab him right in the chest as he kicked his attacker as he came back up. When he saw Kurenai standing in front of him with a smirk on her face. "It's over," said Kurenai, as Naruto then collapsed. "What did you do to me?" asked Naruto, as he couldn't feel a damn thing in his body. "You're paralyzed right now, and I am not stupid enough to fight you head on. But you're holding back. Why?" "Because I don't want to harm you," said a voice from behind her. Kurenai's eyes went wide as she turned around to see Naruto without his cloak, as she could see his bare chest. She also saw Anfu tattoo on him, and she didn't know what was going on. Kurenai looked at a Naruto that was lying on the ground. As it disappeared in the ocean, it was a water clone. How, she asked, clones get destroyed with a slight touch, but this clone withstands so much attacks? Look where we're standing, it's a sea. I can control my water clone and send as much shocker to him through the water. But I must admit, you have gotten stronger, pushing me to use the Mangeto Sharingan. As Kurenai heard the word Mangeto, she analyzed everything of their fight and everything started to get clear for her. When our water and fire jutsu clash, you use those 5 seconds to replace yourself the water clone. You took off your cloak in order to hide yourself completely in the water, while I fought with your clone. The more I look at you, the more I look in your eyes, I do not know who you are. You are not the Chunin Naruto I knew. The one who was the leader of Team 7, she said. Correct as always, said Naruto, as Kurenai pointed her sword at him. Why are you wearing an Anfu tattoo, she asked. Well, it's because I am a captain. I am a captain of the 11th squad, Root Anfu Force, said Naruto. What did you just say? She asked. You heard what I say. I'm an Anfu captain, acting on the orders of the 3rd Hokage. Kurenai then appeared in front of him with great speed as she thrust her fist forward as Naruto brought up his hand, but the fist still pushed him back. It seems like she has gotten a lot stronger. She then appeared above him and brought down her leg in an ox kick as he blocked her attack, but he could feel the force behind her attack. As she used his hand as a base and turned her body and slammed her fist right into his face, breaking his nose. Damn it, Naruto said. When since can she hit so hard? As he started to dodge her kicks and punches, which were a lot more stronger, but all he was seeing right now is merely haze. And his eyes, his entire body was still in pain. Naruto pushed back Kurenai as he jumped up in the air, as he then hit her right on the shoulder, as her arm went limp. I have put your muscle through shock. Don't try to act too hazy, or your left shoulder would be permanently damaged, Naruto warned. But he saw the Kurenai in front of him turn into water. Violent water wave! As Naruto spun around to see the attack 5 feet away from him, about to crash into him, giving him no time to perform jutsu. Amaterasu, he said, as the black fire incinerated the water attack, as Naruto collapsed to one knee, huffing and puffing. 2 windmill shurikens burst right through the Amaterasu flame as Naruto jumped up in the air, as Kurenai appeared above him with an ox kick, as Naruto turned his head and dodged the kick, but his shoulder got the hit as he was sent spiraling down into the water. Damn it, Naruto thought. She has really gotten stronger, as he stabilized himself on the surface. Again, he coughed up a glob of blood as the virus started to harm him more and more. Word couldn't describe how much pain he was in, physically and mentally. He saw Kurenai standing in front of him. The only thing he saw in her eyes were disappointment. Why? Why did it have to end like this? Why did you do this? As Naruto slowly got up on his feet. I did all of this to protect your dream, to protect all of our friends, and the village your parents and my best friend give their life for. Hearing that, Kurenai threw a kunai at him as he caught it and threw it away. What kind of rubbish is this? Don't lie to me, she said. It's time I show you the truth, said Naruto. The reality that you know is false. Let me show you, said Naruto as his right Sharingan looked Kurenai straight in the eye. Meanwhile, with Shikamaru and the group, Shikamaru was still in shock. Choji, his best friend, was gone. In just a flash. Bastards! Ino yelled as she rushed towards the enemy that were charging from the right. Damn it! Shikamaru cursed as he ran after his remaining teammate. As he saw Ino jumping on a stone, missing Nin, as she started to stab him with her kunai again and again. But he saw 2 other ninjas on Ino's side as the both of them were moving quickly. As he quickly went through hand sign, all the ninjas were surprised when they couldn't move, as they realized they were held by some shadow jutsu. I'm going to kill all of you, said Shikamaru. After seeing his best friend being taken down like that, he would make all of them suffer. Meanwhile, Anko sent out her man to go and save Aoba's squad, seeing that they were in deep crap. As Sasuke was a distance away as he was focusing on the enemy ninjas, as a smirk came on his face as his eyes changed. Meanwhile, with Genma and Sakura, go, you go and help them. Leave me, said Genma, as he was injured on the ground. I won't, Sakura said, as he saw her perform hand signs, as he was quite shocked when 5 Earth clones were created. As Sakura quickly gave them orders, 2 of them to go and help Kiba, while the rest of them go and help Aoba's squad, as the next one to go and help Anko, as she will deal with Genma. As Genma looked at her, the girl has changed completely, he thought. Meanwhile, Hana was running as her dogs ripped apart 2 of the ninjas. As Kiba was in her arms, she could see that his stomach was split open as blood was covering her. As Shino and the other genin on her left quickly gave her opening as they took care of the ninjas. Meanwhile, with Sasuke, he was running with a couple of ninjas. As one of them spoke, Sasuke, I see the 3rd squad ahead, but there's a lot of enemies in front of them, said Takuma honestly. How can you see so far? Even with your Byakugan, I don't think you can see so far, Sasuke said. You fool, Takuma has the best eyes in the Hyuga clan. His eyes can see up to far distance and see through the thickest barriers. He's the main branch, best shinobi, said Shinji, one of Sasuke's other comrades. Oh, Sasuke said in shock. Shinji, said Takuma as he was about to say something, but a kunai pierced right through his neck. As Shinji screamed, what? As the person who stabbed Takuma was none other than Sasuke. Shut up, said Sasuke, as his eyes changed, as Shinji found himself lost in Sasuke's eyes. That was easy, said Sasuke, as he put Shinji under his genjutsu. He didn't even know that his Mangekyo was so powerful, as he heard Takuma struggling to keep on living. I told all of you before, there is no such thing as comrades. As for why I did this, you don't need to know. Amaterasu, said Sasuke, as the man's body was incinerated. As Sasuke attached a few explosive tags on Shinji, as he then walked away. Boom! A loud explosion rocketed through the area. As an evil smile came on Sasuke's face, as blood rained down. These are good eyes, he said to himself. Meanwhile, Aoba's squad got help, as Shikamaru was rushing over to get Choji's body, but Aoba got in front of him. Aoba, another squad of enemy, we need to leave now, said Katetsu, as he loaded the last injured ninja on a hawk. There is no room anymore, we're leaving the dead here, said Aoba. No, I won't leave Choji here, said Shikamaru. Slap! Shikamaru was shocked when Aoba gave him a harsh slap, as he pointed at the hawk. The hawk cannot take any more weight. This is my order. Get on the bird now, Nara, he said. Shikamaru just froze, as his eyes just looked at Choji's dead body. As he wasn't moving, Aoba quickly grabbed him and threw him over his shoulder, as Choji watched Shikamaru's body as he screamed out as they was flying a distance away from it. With Hana, she was quite alarmed when someone kicked open the door as she saw Sakura. There was 2 of them. Where is Kiba? Sakura said. Who is the real Sakura? Asked Hana. She's busy helping another squad. As a result, she sent the both of us here to heal the wounded. Now, where is Kiba? As Hana brought her over, as Sakura looked down at Kiba to see the bad shape that he was in. But Sakura kept her calm as she started to do medical ninjutsu on Kiba, as the other clone went and healed the other wounded. As after a while, she got the blood to stop. As Sakura then looked around, where is Shino? She asked. But the look in Hana's eyes was all that she needed to know, that she didn't want to know, as Shino had told him to go along, while he stayed behind to hold off the ninjas. Meanwhile, with Kurenai, she stood on the ocean, as tears were leaking from her eyes, as she was looking at Naruto. Naruto just looked at her. He knew that it must be very hard on her, but there was nothing he could do about it. He sensed Kakashi and Asuma approaching them and knew that his time was short. Kurenai, I don't expect you to believe me, and I have put you through a lot of pain. I have no excuses. I claim that I love you, when I didn't even know the meaning of the word, Naruto said. I treated you like a child. I always lied to you. I failed at everything, and I didn't listen to anyone. I only rely on myself. As Kurenai looked at him, I don't know if your actions are right or wrong, but you're not totally blamed for that. She made a lot of mistakes too. I tried to control you with my Sharingan without thinking about your feelings. I wanted to force you to kill me and free me from my pain. What I did, what I became, was due to my choices that I made, and it's all my fault. I don't deserve your love, and from now on you can live your life free and far away from me. I didn't even know the real you. Was the love I had, was it really real? I can't love you like before, she said, looking him directly in the eyes. As Naruto nodded, as he turned around and started to walk away. There is nothing more to say. I told you the truths and the mistake that I made. If I hadn't lied to you before, I wouldn't be standing here right now. But there's the one thing I want to tell you, he said, as he turned back and went up to her. He then kissed her right on the forehead, as she looked deep into his eyes, as he had a small smile on his face. You don't have to forgive me, and no matter what happens, I will always be there for you, he said lovingly. Kurenai watched sadly as he slowly disappeared in crows, as tears leaked from her eyes, as she was left speechless. Kurenai stood there, as she didn't know what to think. Naruto told her about Root. She didn't know what that was. Well, Naruto told her everything about how the organization was started, and it was supposed to be disbanded, but Danzo kept it a secret. As Naruto told her everything, that he killed his best friend, as Kurenai couldn't believe it, he did all of this for the village, killing 300 Root Anvu. The only person that could verify this story was Sarutobi. He told her about the Mangekyou Sharingan that he awakened that night when his best friend Shin died when he was forced to kill him. Hearing that, Kurenai cringed upon the thought of her having to kill Anko, her best friend. He also told her something that pissed her off, that he used the genjutsu that night on her, telling her to become stronger, so that one day she will find him and end his suffering by killing him. She had punched him right in the chest when she heard that, and she was beyond pissed. She was furious. How could he do that? Was she just a toy to be used and thrown away when he was finished? As she then remembered what he said. Flashback. After punching him, she was beyond pissed and cursing at him, as he just stood there silent. After she finished, he told her that he would understand if she never forgave him, but he was so stupid and in so much pain and denial. He didn't even know what he was doing back then, taking on everything, and even going as far to manipulate her mind to make her want to kill him to end his suffering. I'm sorry for everything, Naruto said, as he then let out a light chuckle as she looked at him with a serious face. You were there for me every time. You made me strong. You teach me self-respect and dignity. You teach me genjutsu. You gave me so much without expecting anything in return. Words cannot describe how grateful I am to you. I am an idiot, and to be honest, I was really naive when I said I love you. Even now I'm still naive, but I really care about you. As Kurenai looked at him, she could feel no deception in his words. I even wanted to marry you and have a happy family, Naruto said. Hearing that, her eyes went wide. She was also thinking about that back then, for the both of them to get married and have a happy family. But I know I caused you a lot of pain, and I'm truly sorry for that. If I survive this mission, I will make it up to you. I will do whatever you say. As Kurenai looked at him with a tired look on her face. Even after knowing that we may never be together, even after knowing that I may never love you again, she said. She knew now that he was caught. He would show his true feelings. No man would waste their time if a female ignored them. And it doesn't matter how much they try to make it up to her. The person just ignored them. It doesn't matter. I promise, he said. As she was shocked. Why? Why? Why would you do that? I'd rather have you in my life as a friend than not having you there at all. As Naruto was relieved when he saw the anger on her face disappearing. How can I trust you, said Kurenai. I just need a chance. One chance is all I need. Can you do that for me? He said. End of the flashback. A sigh left her lips. As Kurenai was conflicted, he had told her that he was the one who gave the information about Wave Defensive, and he had a few more objectives to complete. She had tried to ask him about the mission, but she had only gotten this response. It's better if you don't know for now, it's very dangerous. But if you want to know the truth about my defection, ask Hokage, he said. Right now, a million thoughts are going through her mind. Could she trust him again? I have to ask the Hokage first, she said. Naruto, I don't know if I can give you a chance. I have to talk with the Hokage first, she thought to herself. But right now, she had to fulfill her mission, and that meant getting her man out of wave. Two people landed beside her, and from their clothes and the looks on their faces, it showed that they have been through hell. Kakashi and Asuma panted. Things have gone south for their strike team. Did you get the targets? Asked Kurenai. There was no time to think about her personal issues right now. Hi, Kurenai. We have kicked the hornet's nest here. Ayuba's squad has took critical damage and they had to fall back. The entire wave forces is heading this way, said Asuma as Kurenai was worried about Ayuba's squad. I have already informed Hana's squad to fall back to the docks and assist Uncle's squad that was holed up. And also, Hana's squad has a lot of injured, including Hana's younger brother Kiba. He's in critical condition, said Kakashi as Kurenai nodded. Do we have any missing in action? Kurenai asked. As Kakashi nodded, Sasuke Uchiha, Takuma Hyuga, Shinji Hyuga, and Shino Abarame, and Genma, and the real Sakura is also missing. She sent out a few of her clones to help. But we have lost all contacts with them, as Kurenai was shocked to hear that Sasuke and Sakura were gone. Those two kids were close to her. There was no way in hell that she would leave even one of them behind. Asuma, you link up with Guy's squad and evacuate and collect the fallen comrades. Here are the extra scrolls I brought for sealing the bodies. You thought about this, said Kakashi. Kakashi, link up with Uncle's squad and help them get Hana's squad out of this scrap. Keep an eye out for Shino, he must be in that area, said Kurenai. But what about you? Asked Asuma. I will get Sakura, Sasuke, and Genma out of here. If I find the others, I will help them as well. My clone has already sealed Gato, so our mission is finished. We all got jobs to do, now move out, she said, as all of them nodded as they vanished. Meanwhile, a bloody Sakura was running down the street, as she had blocked a hail of kunai, but she got stabbed and cuts all over her body. In this condition, she will die in at least 2 minutes. She then screamed out in pain as another hail of kunai hit her in the legs. As she collapsed to the ground, the enemy was enjoying in killing them slowly. I'm out of chakra. I only got one exploding arrow left. This is it, Sakura thought. She knew what the enemy would do if they captured them. She would be raped over and over and over until they got tired and killed them, while Genma would be given a painful death. Looking at the exploding arrow in her hand only gave her one choice. I'm sorry, Genma-sensei, she said, as she pulled herself over to him. As she looked at the dark sky, never in her wildest dreams as she imagined dying like this. But she knew that she had to fight with everything that she got, but now it is time. As she then smiled, remembering, back then, with her and the others, Naruto and Sasuke. She then heard footsteps, as she and Genma were surrounded, as one of the Kira ninjas said, get the bitch, we will have some fun with her later. One of the men quickly came forward and grabbed her by the hair and lifted her up. She's not bad. Yeah, I guess we'll have some fun with her, he said. Sakura quickly snapped her eyes open as she poked out the man's eyes as blood erupted from his face. The man screamed out in pain, releasing Sakura as both of them fell down. Why am I still fighting? Why am I struggling, she thought, as the enemy ninjas charged towards her. But she saw the ninjas were taken down by two things that were moving fast. As she then saw they stand in front of her, their back facing her. One of them with the Uchiha symbol, and one of them with the symbol for captain. Kurenai then turned around and looked at her student to think that she held the enemy off for so long. I have to nominate you and Shino for a medal. I just hope that Kakashi can get the boy back in time, Kurenai thought. Sasuke, get Genma out of these debris. I will take Sakura with me. We need to move now. As Kurenai was not sure, but she heard the lights from Sasuke when he looked at Genma. As Kurenai started to heal some of Sakura's wounds. You did great today, Sakura. You saved Genma's life. To risk your life for an injured comrade, it's a very noble thing. Now, let's go back home. As Sakura then started to cry, I couldn't say Choji, she said, as Kurenai looked sad as she heard about his death. Who lives or who dies is not up to us. That fatso must have been slow and the enemy got him. I've had enough of this, said Sasuke as he placed a injured Genma on his back. Sasuke, don't say such things, said Kurenai as Sasuke merely huffed as he then started to run away with Genma on his back. He has changed, said Kurenai disappointedly. Just what was the Uchiha up to? He had told her that the two Hyuga with him were ambushed by the enemy and had been killed. He had to destroy Takuma's body because he didn't have the cursed seal, seeing that he was a main branch member, while Shinji's body was badly mutilated in a blast. Kurenai was suspicious about his explanation. She knew he may be harsh, but he was not a traitor. Or was he? Kurenai then picked up Sakura. Let's get out of here, she said. Meanwhile, cough echoed through the area in the forest as Naruto walked through it. Blood was leaking like a river through his mouth, and his entire body was on fire. And his vision was so hazy, he could barely see a few feet in front of him. All in all, he was in a very bad condition. Naruto put his hand over his mouth again as he started to cough. Why am I feeling so tired, said Naruto. Your body has entered the second last stage of the virus. As a result, it has slowed down your sensory ability and reduced your speed and your power. You can't even fight at your full power, not even close. The fact that you have to use the Mangekyou twice against Kurenai is a proof on how weak your body is, especially after your battle with Zabuza and Reiga. Naruto, I must inform you, at this rate, you will die in a few days. Fighting two S-rank ninjas is one thing, and it is worsening your condition. As soon as you reach the orphanage, you have to inform the Hokage about everything that has happened so far. You need medical help. As Naruto chuckled a little, since when did you start to order me around? As he then started to cough up some more blood. Since the day you started to disregard your own safety. If you die, I die as well. It will take a few years for me to be reborn, and all the same crap would happen over again. I'd rather stay with you than some other stupid Shinjulki. As Naruto chuckled, you're sounding quite emotional. Shut up, said Kurama. Don't worry, Kurama. I will get help, said Naruto. But guys, I'm going to end this episode right here. If you want to see the next part of this, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on the bell notifications they posted. Remember to share all of your friends, your social media platform. And stay in tune for What If Naruto was neglected by everyone. And I hope you guys enjoy. But for now, I'm out of here. Peace, guys.